we are going to discuss how to change a KOP kit on a Pulsatron series pump. The KOP kit contains the discharge valve, the suction valve, the pump head and diaphragm, the bolts for the head, prior to using the KOP kit and installing the parts, you need to have appropriate safety equipment. Check the MSDS sheet for the chemical you're using to know if you need safety glasses, gloves, etc. First, unplug the pump and release the system pressure. Then flush the system of all chemicals. Finally, disconnect the tubing or piping. In order to ensure optimum performance, the Pulsatron series metering pumps require periodic inspection, cleaning, or replacement of the liquid end parts. It is generally recommended that the pump is inspected every 6 months. Depending on the application, the maintenance frequency for the pump will vary. Pulsatron keep-on pumping kits, or KOP kits for short, include the most common items for preventative maintenance. However, other system components such as suction and discharge tubing and all fittings should be checked for potential problems. The first step in replacing the KOP kit is to remove the wet end. Once the head screws are loose, remove the head from the pump. Then remove the diaphragm by grasping one edge and rotating it counterclockwise to unscrew the diaphragm. Now we are ready to remove the adapter plate. It pulls directly off, away from the shaft. To remove the secondary seal, get a small bladed screwdriver and remove the seal. Prior to installing the secondary seal, it should be lubricated with a silicone-based lubricant. Then it is installed over the shaft into the O-ring groove. The adapter has a weep hole at the bottom of one of the sides of the adapter. That weep hole goes down, so the adapter is placed over the shaft with the weep hole down. Before installing the new diaphragm, look at your old diaphragm and discover how many shims are in place on the old diaphragm. This old diaphragm had 2 shims on it. Keep in mind there could be a shim stuck to the shaft, the end of the shaft. Next, we want to reinstall the new diaphragm. To do that, we need to plug the pump in, adjust the stroke length to 50%. The new diaphragm is installed using the diaphragm, the deflection plate, and the 2 brass shims. First, we need a silicone-based lubricant to lubricate the parts. The deflection plate has a radius on one side. That radius goes against the diaphragm, and the brass shims then go behind the deflection plate. Then the diaphragm assembly is threaded onto the end of the shaft, assuring that the adapter plate is in position all the way back turn the diaphragm until it stops. Now we will assemble the pump head assembly. The suction valve, the pump head, and the discharge valve. All three of these parts have arrows on them that indicate the direction of flow. Now we will install the pump head to the pump. We place the head on the pump with the arrows in the direction of flow. Take our screw, add a washer to the screw head, and insert it into the pump. Now we will finish tightening the head screws to the pump. This is done in a diagonal manner. We tighten them like this so that the gap here between the adapter plate and the pump head is even all the way around. Now we will remove the coupling nut from the discharge. Take our O-ring from our KOP kit and place it on the discharge valve and reinstall the bleed valve from our pump.